Just gonna give somebody, well, everybody time to get in here who's gonna come in here. So I'm just gonna start so people aren't watching 20 minutes of nothing. You guys know that Donald Trump just said he was gonna recognize an indigenous tribe in South Carolina who are mainly so-called African Americans. At the same time, this man is challenging the status of Native Americans and their natural, like, birthright citizenship. It's coming to a head. So far, hey, kudos to you, Trump. You want to do the right thing, do the right thing. But what they're really doing is still promoting this Israel stuff. Like, I don't really understand how he could be pro-black and promote, and support Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because Israel's anti-black and stolen heritage and all that good stuff. But that is what is going on. Today's world is looking different, guys. It's looking different than it did in 2024, and it's only 2025. It just started. The world is looking very, very different. Like I said, the fact that Donald Trump is challenging Native Americans' claim to, ancestry of this land and natural citizenship and all that is big. At the same time, like I said, Mexico just recognized the that black people were here and are the oldest indigenous group and were here before Columbus. Mexico just recognized that. At the same time, Donald Trump is saying he's going to recognize the black tribes in the South. So it's getting real interesting, family. I just, it's like everything that was prophesied is going to come true. They're going to watch. You're going to see as this goes on, more nations are going to come out and start mentioning and changing their names back and mentioning how they stole your heritage and trying to return stuff to you because they know that our power is on its way. So now it's kind of like, let me save some face. But I hope that, Trump supporters and Trump and all those people don't think that you can still support Israel, even if you admit that we're the Native Americans, because you got to tell the whole truth. We're not going to take a piece of our heritage back. We need the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? We need the whole thing. And that's what is ultimately going to happen. What I see as happening right now. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to my live stream. But what I see is happening today is this. You all know how the Pharaoh went up against God and Moses, and the Pharaoh was trying to get, like, conditionally let the Israelites go under these conditions and under those conditions. That's what's going on now. You got your president, the Pharaoh, and what is he doing? He's going to admit you're Native American, but he's still going to support Israel and send them money. And that's what I'm saying. If your president is still supporting Israel, you know something's wrong. I think we've proven since 2017 that place is fictitious. If he's supporting it, then guess what? You're supporting Satan. You're supporting what is called the synagogue of Satan. And it's not just limited to the people in the Middle East that call themselves Jewish, but it expands to all the churches and everything, all of Christendom. All of Christendom. And if you're offended by that, you need to go. If you're offended by the truth, you need to go because that's what side of history you wanted to be on. No, this is to all Americans. I don't know. This is not only to the people being here. Bro, if you love Satan, bro, of course, white people love Satan, bro. That's why y'all was saying that Satan's fun and sin's fun while y'all was enslaving people and taking their land. But bro, when that comes to happen to you, you're not gonna like that, because God is a God of fairness. And if all these horrible and heinous things can happen to us and our people, it can certainly happen to you. And that's what the Bible says. So like, send it up, but your time is short, bro. So enjoy yourselves. Hey guys, it's the last hurrah of the Gentiles. Enjoy yourself, my boy. He got him. Satan's fun. Satan is cool. All right, bro. That's your father, Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I need subscribers. Usually I sit down and I already have other projects worked on. Um, my next project that's going to come out is going to be showing you how the different versions of the Bible have changed and taken out words to hide a particular narrative about the Americas being the promised land and the Israelites being of dark skin. Now, I see a bunch of people just left. You know, that's cool. If you can't handle it, go. Go back to your pastors or priests. They can tell you whatever, you know. They only read like 66 books of the Bible anyway, and then out of those 66, they don't even read. And then, or go to your scientist. That's your other priest. Go to your scientist, and they're going to tell you that they're in space with the aliens and all that nonsense. Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing? You know, because that guy, he's funny. You know, oh, go be. I love Satan. Oh, sin is cool. All right, bro, but it's not cool when you have to pay the wages of sin, which is death. And, you know, Christians won't tell you that. They go, all your sins are forgiven. But why would the Bible say in the Old Testament the wage for sin is death if all sins are forgiven? Now, I'm not saying you can't get your sin forgiven, but we know they made up a fake version of who they call Christ, and that's who they worship. And I always tell Europeans and white people and black people who worship him that that's an idol. And even if you painted him his correct skin color as described in the Bible, it would still be an idol. Yeah, it's really getting to the point where, see you, man. It's really getting into the point where we are reaching the end of times. And because we have reached these end of times, everything is being revealed, just like the scriptures say. That's why, you know, people are finding out how terrible and horrible the government is. You know, if Donald Trump releases those Kennedy papers, I can make some predictions about what I know it's in them. You know why John F. Kennedy died? Because he was going to tell the truth about what America is and who the African Americans are. He was going to put that all out, just like I do on my channel, but with with more documented evidence than I could ever provide. Because, you know, you can just, if you're the president, you can just move a pen and declassify whatever you want. You decide what is classified. So, if Donald Trump does that, what you're going to see is a lot of that information in there once we start diving into it. And I would love for him to do that because I will dive into it too. But you're going to see why they killed Kennedy, why he gave that speech about being against secret proceedings and secret societies, the last speech he gave before he died. Because I fuck with Kennedy. You see people be like, you're anti-white. I'm not anti-white, bro. I'm just honest about white people, bro. I don't play that. I'm not going to sit here and patronize you so you can feel good. You know, I'm honest about white people. When y'all do bad, I be talking about it. Black people do bad. You know, we do bad every day, but that only affects us. We in the hood with ourselves. You feel me? We don't go and do nothing to white people. And people say we do, but that's a big lie. Look at the records. Black people attack black people. White people attack white people. But if you go back in the past of American history, you can clearly see that wasn't the case back then. They were just trying to genocide us and get us off the land. And this is what has happened to American society because of these things. You think it's global warming? You think it's global freezing? You think it's climate change? You think that's what's happening? That's not what's happening. This is the justice of God. That's why those fires happen in California. That's why we're having another round of series of severe storms. And it's not going to stop. And every year that this shit goes on, that you guys don't return the heritage or tell the truth, it's just going to increase in intensity. And that's what's been going on with these natural disasters. The government wants you to think that this is some man-made climate change nonsense. Men don't have power over the weather. Men manipulate the weather. There's technology to seed clouds. There's no technology to make hurricanes. You can seed clouds, and it takes a lot of planes. Like, for instance, when the government seeded clouds in the Vietnam War to wash the Vietnamese off of their fortified position, look up how many planes they had in the air seeding clouds. They had thousands of planes seeding those clouds. That's what you should see if these natural disasters are being man-made. They're talking about directed energy weapons because people are seeing things online which look like laser beams coming down from the sky. Yeah, because what you call those UFOs that's been always a thing in America, really they're the janitors of the planet, and they do the will of the Most High. And Enoch even told you the wheels within wheels. And that's what's happening. So when you see like, oh, we don't know why this beam of light is just beaming down on California. They got that picture went viral all over the internet. I can tell you why. I'm like, because it was being destroyed. Like Sodom and Gomorrah was being destroyed. You understand? Man would love to control the weather, and they would love to convince you that everything is in their power. Because when they start admitting things that's not in their power, they lose a little bit more control over you. That's why we got all these people they are like, I get called a conspiracy theorist, but they are really conspiracy theorists. They're like fire, Santa Ana winds, directed energy weapons. I'm like, bro, what directed the flames? The Santa Ana winds directed the flames. What are you saying? They got control over the wind? Show me the patent for that. Because people was like, oh, they got all these patents at weather engineering. But if they could engineer weather and make it rain, how come Saudi Arabia is still a desert? They're one of the richest countries on the planet. Look at what they're building. Dubai, all that stuff. Yeah, look at all that. They still got, China, they're cloud seeding, and they still got a big desert. Men don't have control over the weather. And that is a tool that's going to be destroyed. That's going to be destroying the Gentiles in the latter days. And we're in that. We're in the time where all things are revealed, and there's a parable I like to say. When you did wrong and your parents come home and catch you, and you're trying to like preemptively lie to get away from it. That's what they're doing right now. That's why they keep going, oh well, maybe we'll admit that these people in the South are Native Americans. Maybe we'll admit that. But they know that a judgment's ultimately coming, and it don't matter what y'all do right now, unless it's righteousness. Only working righteousness with the people y'all have wronged for years will fix this. If y'all don't believe me, you need to go read the Bible. I think it's in the book of Numbers. It says, if the wicked turn and give again that which he had robbed, he shall surely not be put to death. What's the opposite of surely not being put to death? Because I can't even really use the scriptures how they should be used, because then when you say the truth, YouTube want to flag you and stuff. You see, but that's what God requires. He requires a jubilee. Let the prisoners go. Let the people go. And we as a people, I don't know if you can relate to this if you're, a black person. If you grew up, and most of your, if you had contact with your grandparents or great grandparents, they told you that you were Native American. Like my nana, my grandma, and my grandmother's mother, I knew both of them when they were alive, and they both said they were Native American. When I went to school, totally different narrative talk. Well, why do you think that is? Because what America is doing right now is occupying the land of the Hebrews, and they have subjugated them. And we know, if you look up what subjugation consists of, you can figure out it's the black experience in America. They gotta make laws against you. They gotta hold you down in captivity. They gotta lock you up for weed or anything they can. They gotta make sure you're the highest ones in the prisons. But it's funny how we're the second largest racial group in America and the highest prison population, but we're not the Native Americans. Like, think about that. We're not Native Americans. These Asian people are. And that's what Trump is getting to the bottom to. And this is why the whole world is about to have fast and rapid changes. Because the only way America can ever be great, and the only time America was ever great, is before Europeans came. That's the time America was great, when it was the land of the Bible, when everyone knew this and everyone wanted to come here because of the abundance and the resources and all that. What happened? They all made pilgrimages. They all came here. Now it's all fucked up. There ain't no more magic in the land. There ain't no more mysticism in the land, because they put that down so they could have this. So they can make you pay to breathe and pay for water and pay for land, even though they don't know how to make no air. They don't know how to make no water. They don't know how to make no dirt. They don't know how to make no trees. Them trees was already there. But they have come onto your land and said, we're going to sell you this stuff. And you're going to buy it. And if you work real hard, maybe you can have something. And that's what's going on here. I work a company. I hope they listening. All my bosses are exploiters. You're all slave traders. All of y'all. Because some of them know, y'all know who I am. You're all slave traders. All of y'all are slave traders. And y'all know it. We got this big higher up in our company. And he's like the big higher up. And he's always coming around talking about, and a lot of our people work here at this job I work. But he's always coming around talking about, you know, I don't know how you guys be missing days. You know, I come to work every day. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta do this and that. Nigga, all you do is sit around and bitch at people. That's all. That's your job, is to bitch at people. I never heard nothing positive come out your mouth towards us. And we labor, and you buying a new truck. How many people you think that go out and get that bag that you enjoy can go buy a new truck? And so when I start calling y'all slave traders, yeah, white people have what the Native Americans call Whitaker, which is not all of them, but it's a disease that is spiritual and mental, and it causes you to be selfish, and you can't even consider like, yeah, I'm the supervisor of this company, but these guys actually do the thing that makes the money. So maybe I should treat them with some appreciation. Maybe I should cut them some slack, because I sit back and stack up thousands and thousands of dollars, and these dudes, like, you could barely pay their bills. But no, y'all don't have that thought process in your head. Y'all think because y'all are employers that because of you that man has a job. It's because of people like you that everyone needs to go get a job. Because y'all came and y'all was like, we capitalists, we taking everything, and everything is for sale. And if you don't got no money for it, you can sleep on the streets. That's why the fucking medicine society, that's why people die when they sick. You can go get an infection right now or a broken tooth, and they can know that this could threaten your life, and they'll give you antibiotics at the hospital. Yeah, but if they don't fix the tooth, the problem's gonna persist until eventually that infection makes it into your bloodstream. And they know that. That's why they're always like, oh yeah, we got charity care, and then you in debt to the hospitals. Because these motherfuckers are crazy, bro. They think, and then the doctors, y'all think y'all need it? Y'all think y'all need it. That's funny. You're not needed. Your medical society and your government has done multiple things to people that cured a bunch of different diseases. The only doctors that need it are surgeons. Like if you fall down and get impaled, you need a surgeon to come fix you up. That's the only doctors that need it. Everyone else is a fucking scammer. Every last one of them. Your pediatrician is a scammer. Pediatrician, most of the stuff is nutrition. Most of it. Dr. Sebi locked him up. He died in prison of a disease when he proved in the Supreme Court he could cure any diseases. And he proved it. He cured AIDS. Look up the court records. He made them shut their mouth. They locked him up for tax evasion. They should have gave that man a medal. They should have gave that. He should have been on every news agency ever. Everywhere. Like, oh yeah. But you know what? When you watch news, what runs the news agencies? The pharmaceutical companies. When you watch Fox, you're going to see Merck pharmaceutical ads. You're going to see this pharmaceutical ad. You're going to see Pfizer ads. You're going to see all that stuff. Because that's who runs the media. They're donors, the people that advertise with them. You know, and they always target, who they're really targeting is young white people. And old white people. And y'all are too stupid to understand that. Like, you're not being medicated, you're being attacked. All the medicines are petroleum based. Petroleum is toxic to the body. This is the Rockefeller scheme that they set up way back when they started Big Pharma. That's why, like, a lot of diseases are very simple to cure with simple plants. Simple plants. And we used to know that. But, you know, back then they were like, oh, you can heal somebody with medicine? You got leaves up there. Oh, you're a witch. We got to kill you. You're a warlock. Y'all remember those witch trials and things like that? That happened here all over America. You're a warlock. Oh, you're a witch doctor from that tribe. And many people have died because of that. Like I said, at the time when that was going on, the Catholic Church was in charge, and their main objective at that time was to suppress knowledge of the old world. So they were suppressing cures, because when you're ignorant, they can thrive off you. They were suppressing cures. They were suppressing all kinds of stuff, and they go, "Oh, this voodoo is evil. Voodoo evil." Bro, why y'all remember? Oh, it's going to be hard to talk about this. There was a woman during the pandemic who was a doctor. She is a doctor, but she used voodoo. She literally used voodoo, and she stood by it, and I believe her, because there's things that people don't understand. Now, she was trained in their medical field, but she's also a woman from the Caribbean, so she used voodoo to treat somebody. They took her off a line. They said she was making claims, but she is a medical doctor. And I don't give medical advice, by the way, guys. Let's clear that up for YouTube. I don't give medical advice. Because when you start talking about Big Pharma, we know that they run YouTube too. That's why you can't say the word, that immunization stands for. You can't say these words on here or talk bad about none of these companies that manufacture this poison on YouTube, because they'll take your video down and they'll give you a strike on your channel, and they'll say that you're trying to be a medical doctor because you did some research into something. I had this one video where I got the inserts for these things that you can't mention, and I was reading it online, and I don't know how many of y'all actually saw that, but they took it down almost immediately. And I didn't even mention the word. I was just reading the insert. Why can't I read an insert? Why can't I read an insert? That's what they put in there, but I can't read it. Because I'm not a medical doctor, so I need to be a medical doctor to understand this. And that's what most Americans think. That's why their doctor tells them to take this, they take it. You've all literally been programmed. Like, you're automatons. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're automatons, and you don't want to think for yourself. So you're in extreme danger all the time of being deceived into something that will hurt you. And then you look at us, because we're not over here like, oh, come over here, everything's good, let me show you the truth, and you just woke up, and I know. We're just telling you the harsh truth, and we're like, hey, and also, by the way, your government's fucked up. It's always been fucked up. And also, by the way, niggas owe us our land and our heritage back. We don't want to hear no news. But you look at me as the enemy. They be looking at me as the enemy, me, because they're like, oh, well, he said this and he said that, because the truth is harsh to the wicked. It's harsh. It's harsh. And if you don't like it, that's just the tough titty. Tough titty. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nothing. You're just going to go through the motions. Whatever happens, happens. That's what's going to happen here. That's what America has become. The end times nation of Babylon. And a lot of the same things that was going on here at this end of times and the end of American Empire was going on at the end of the Roman Empire, which existed in America. America didn't become this big and rich and powerful nation for no reason. All the nations mentioned in the Bible and all the ancient texts were always here. That's why Columbus was like, we found India. And at the time, when he came here, he thought he was in India, but he was in India. He knew for a fact he was in India, and he was right. Only modern people have changed it. That's why India itself, the country that stole our name and stole a piece of our heritage, like a lot of countries did, that's why they're changing their name back right now, because they're being judged. India, you think natural disasters in America are bad? India is really bad. India is really bad, but that's because the Dalits, what they did to the Dalits. When you look it up, they genocide. Still to this day, when you go there, that's why I want to go there. Still to this day, if you go there, in India right now, the Dalits, who are black people, they call them a black indigenous group. Like I said, the Aboriginals were the first to pass over. Sons of Adam, sons of Jacob, whatever you want to call them, the first to pass over, because we know that Jacob preserved Adam's pure lineage. We know that. We're in all nations. Why do they treat them so bad? Why, when celebrities show up, they're going to build a wall to hide those people? Just like Trump, he's trying to build a wall to keep Mexicans out. But they not even Mexicans. And Mexico not even they land. I don't care if it offends you. Let's be real. When you look up Aboriginal Puerto Ricans, Aboriginal Mexicans. You can look up the murals, the pictures. They got pictures of Puerto Ricans. They're all African, so-called African people. All of them. So like, that's what really happened. All these people, and that's why it's gonna happen to y'all, cause y'all ain't give no fuck. Y'all just came here. Y'all was like, fuck them, fuck their culture, fuck their land, take everything, leave them nothing. That's why there's no indigenous nation of real Aboriginals here, cause y'all took everything. Where we gonna go? They be like, you be hearing them talk. They be like, well, I be in South America. We got Honduras. We got this. Oh, then that's not your land. None of that's your land. That's why y'all don't know nothing about those pyramids and everything's a mystery, because y'all not the people. Duh. Y'all don't know nothing about all this shit they always finding. They always finding shit in South America. They finding shit in Canada. They finding shit in Alaska. Recently, like 2021, they finding shit in Miami under buildings that they built over. That's why they don't know nothing about that, because y'all not the people. Obviously, y'all don't even know. And this is how you know you're not the people, because at one point we didn't know. You don't even care to look, but you're supposed to be Native Americans, but you're not looking into your Hebrew heritage. You're not looking into your Egyptian connection heritage. You're not looking into none of that. That's how you know these people ain't who they say they are. The government tells them they this. They've been taught that since they were kids. That's what they sticking to. It don't matter what evidence come out. But you could clearly go and see the murals of all the black people and the statues and the mummies they found, which they tested so-called African phenotype and DNA, and they just call whenever they get our DNA, they just African this, Africa that, Africa this and that. I never seen anything like it. Let's just start calling y'all Africans. That's probably where white people are from. They say all life started with monkeys, but we don't have no goddamn Neanderthal DNA. They say all life started in Africa with monkeys. We don't have no Neanderthal DNA. So we don't have that caveman DNA, that monkey DNA. We don't have that. Look it up. Look it up. That's why, most of your men who are black I don't even try. I always had a six-pack. A lot of us do. I don't try to stay off weight. I don't try to lose weight. I don't try to do nothing. I don't overeat, I don't try to gain weight, but we're generally healthy. It's not until you get into these environments where they're like, oh, we're going to put a McDonald's on every corner of your street. Then you're eating that shit, and then you start dying. Then you start getting fat, and that's all eugenics, bro. That's why they do that. In the hood, liquor stores, and McDonald's. And all these liquor stores are ran by Hijab from India. That's the funny part. All these liquor stores are ran by Hijab from India. And then they're not paying no taxes at all. They never pay no taxes, because they'll come in, their cousin will come in, they'll get 7 years tax free. Then they come to your community and sell you poison. But then you wonder why all these nations are being judged, because y'all done vandalized God's people. Y'all causing us to sin. Okay? And because of y'all greed and y'all selfishness, y'all causing us to sin. And that's why you're going to be destroyed. Because it's one thing to sin, but it's a whole nother thing to cause your brother to sin. That's like a double threat. And y'all been doing that for a long time. Why do you think when you get up in the morning, go to any store, everything they have pre-made has some kind of pork on it? Go to Wawa. I'm from New Jersey. I've been to Sheetz. I've been to Wawa. I've been to Royal Farms. I've been to places in California, and they all do it. You want that with bacon? It's a frequency war. And a lot of, if you are what you eat, you understand, what we're saying. These truths are deeper than scientific concepts. They really link back to the Bible. When you really start to study, why did God tell him not to eat this? Why did he tell him not to wear these fabrics together? He told him not to mix wool and linen. And it turns out there's a scientific reason for that. Because these two fabrics are actually high frequency. But when they're matched together, they cancel out each other and they become a frequency of 0, which then depletes the frequency of your body. That's why God told the Israelites not to wear garments of diverse fabrics. And I didn't include that in my video when I talked about the scientific concepts behind the Bible. But there's way more. That's why I know I can always do this. And when you get into the Apocrypha, it's even deeper. But I don't limit myself to 66 books. I don't put the Word of God in a little box and try to cap it like y'all do. That's what y'all trying to do, because y'all only want what's comfortable with y'all. When I start bringing out the book of Esdras or even the book of Obadiah from the 66 books y'all accept, nobody talks about that. I never heard a pastor ever give a sermon on that. If y'all go to Big Judah's channel after this, he proved, I forget which word it is, but Sephirat, that's what it is. Sephirat. If you actually look into the etymology of the word Sephirat is mentioned in scripture in the book of Obadiah, and it's actually referring to Spain. Yeah, so when they talk about, the captivity that came out of Sephirat, and the people that came out of Sephirat, it's talking about the Spanish coming to America. And y'all were the first ones, that's why y'all getting it right now, because y'all were actually the first ones to come and destroy us. And if you know about the Bible, and this is exactly how it's going to go. I mean, America, you're in trouble, man, and it's your own damn doing. We tried to help. We tried to tell y'all the truth and help and heal and all that. Y'all don't want that, bro. Y'all just want to do your own thing. So go ahead, but just know y'all marching right into a fire, and your leaders and your government and your family members they can't save you. No one can save you. Only God saves people in this time. So don't go in, because most people feel like because they're in a group and the majority believes this, that there's safety in that. But really, you're extremely ignorant and you're in danger. Because look at the slaughterhouse. You know how that one goat leads the rest of the sheep and the goats into the slaughter? The Judas goat, that's what it's called? Yeah. That's all y'all. Y'all want to be a flock mentality and believe everything. Standardized education so everybody can be educated the same way and think the same thoughts. Now look at y'all. Now y'all can't even think for yourselves because y'all just been programmed your whole life. Most of your thoughts are somebody else's. Y'all don't have original thoughts. And that's the sad part. It's like you're a human being with infinite potential. Even the Gentiles have infinite potential because their bodies may be corrupt, but their souls are definitely of God. But y'all all get to choose. Y'all all get to choose. And you look what y'all have chosen. Y'all got y'all heaven on earth. That's why there ain't no heaven for y'all, bro. Ain't no rapture and nothing like y'all. Live it up. This is what you got. This is it. Live it up. This is all you get. It doesn't get no better than this. And as you can clearly see, it's only getting worse from here. It didn't get no better than what y'all had already. It doesn't get no better. It gets worse for y'all. It gets better for us though. Because it's an empowering thing to even know that this is your land and you're the Native Americans. It's an empowering thing. That's why I don't let nobody tell me nothing different. I don't care what the hell they talking about. There's too much evidence. There's too many writings of Europeans from the 1700s when they were talking about don't teach them to read. Yeah, so in the era where I couldn't read and I couldn't write, and people was dying over teaching me to read and write, even your people was dying over that. When you go and read their writings, it's because they're going over it. They're like, yeah, we definitely found Granada. Columbus was, we definitely got these niggers. We definitely got them. We definitely, go there, take them, doom diverse us, right? That was written around the same time, too. Papal bulls to do all the Saracens, right? And what is Saracen? Sons of Sarah. That's what's been going on. That's what America's about. You're not about liberty and equality and justice. Stop with this fantasy fairy tale that you've been taught since you were young. Where is the justice? Where is the justice for us? Name a time in American history where America was great for black people. They can't. Can't. You can't. I can. Before y'all showed up here. But y'all don't believe in that. See what I'm saying? They don't believe in that. Alright, family. I'm going to let y'all go. Be on the lookout for another regular video release and not alive. It's getting interesting. I got to get some sleep. I got to go to work tomorrow. Deal with my boss who sucks and all these people who want to suck off me. Y'all know that because some of them watch my show. If y'all don't treat us right and the people that work for you right, y'all gonna face the wrath of God. Period. 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 Ain't no fucking. You could be high and mighty now, but you know all these positions that we're given. This Satan is ran. This government in this society is ran by Satan. So whoever's in power here, you know that you follow Satan the best. You might think because you go to church that you're godly. You might, bro. And if you were really godly, you wouldn't go to church. That's the fucking buck. That's the crazy part. You don't need a church to teach you right and wrong. It should be in your soul, in your heart. So if you gotta go to church, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, but ask your pastor about the book of Obadiah. Ask him to give a sermon on that. See what he says. All right, family. That's it. I love y'all. Have a great day.